Mr. Brijesh, who will tell us what's the way forward for our markets, because there are multiple triggers and multiple reasons which suggest that the tide could flow either way, Amit. And Brijesh is here. Brijesh, thank you for joining us here on News 9. We were discussing where will the markets go from here on, because I'm looking at Nifty. Of course, the setup overall is looking bullish. The breadth is heavily in favor of the bulls, but we have formed multiple tops around that 22,500 level, and whenever we have gotten to those levels, we have seen a sharp reversal, and at least on two instances, Nifty has given up about 200 points from that zone. This time around, I mean, the setup is looking slightly different. We are in a rallying market for sure. I mean, is that enough to help us power through this congestion zone?
Okay. Good morning, Suyash. So there are multiple things which we need to observe. First, this rally has come post on the day of monthly expiry on Thursday. So that was the day when the levels of 22,200, where the huge short covering was short positions were there, that got unwinded, and there was a breakout about 22,200. And on the same day of the monthly expiry, FIs on the index future, which they were short over the last 2 months, have reduced their shorts. Almost they were short by close to 90,000 contract on the expiry day, and on the closing they almost cover 60,000 contract, close 60 to 70,000 contract, and they are net as of now, as of yesterday, they are only 20,000 contract short on the index future. So FIs reducing the short position on the expiry day. Nifty moving about 22,200 mark, and the way the Bank Nifty triggered the breakout above 47,000 level. So I believe we are in a setup where at least for this week or maybe for the next week, we are going to trade with positive bias. As you said, the levels of 22,500 has been acting as a resistance, but I believe this level will be taken out. We would be heading somewhere close to 22,800 mark. This level is derived from the daily time frame, and if you look at the daily chart, there has been a rising channel kind of a pattern. And if you point out on the higher side, the levels do come at 22,800. So my sense is maybe this week or maybe during the end of next week, somewhere closer to this next couple of trading session, we should be heading at 22,800 on the higher side. On the way down from where the breakout came at 22,200, that is now going to act as a major support load, at least from the intra-week point of view. And directionally, I would be very cautious. I would be taking any negative bias or maybe a big correction or good amount of correction only when the 50-day moving average level is broken down. And the value for the 50-day moving average is somewhere close to 21,990. So almost 22,000 mark. So right now, if you ask me, the bias is positive. Heavyweights are not contributing the way it should be, but then I think mid-cap is the space where we are going to see good amount of momentum. And as long as 22,200 levels are held, I think there is always an opportunity and possibility that this 22,500 will be taken out. And this time it might not see resistance at those points, and probably 22,800 should be on cards, is what I believe.
Good morning, Brijesh. I wanted to talk about Hindustan Copper. Now, after the China data came out and there was a surge in metal prices, the Hindustan Copper was the largest gainer when it came to the metal stocks in India. 9% surge yesterday. China is the biggest producer and consumer of copper in the world. The other stocks also were not far behind, whether it's JSW, Tata Steel, even Adani Enterprises, which has a copper unit in its Mundra port region. Do you see this rally continuing for a long time, or is it just a blip?
I think this should continue because the way we have seen a breakout like this at level of 300, there was a lot of call writing, and the way these call writers have exited their short position, and there has been a very strong formation towards the 350 mark. So I strongly believe this would be the peak for the entire month. Whenever it comes back to 300, maybe on a slip, if it slips to 295 level or 298 zone, I think it's a beautiful buying opportunity. I won't be surprised if I see some 40-50 points or move during this entire expiry. Somebody who wants to take the directional view can also look to add 300 call option strike price whenever there is a correction. But definitely the way the weekly and monthly charts are now structured and the way the volume breakout has come in yesterday because of this entire story, I think this should play for the entire month. And I would be definitely looking for 340, 350 on the higher side. That should be the directional view for the month of April.
Right, that's for Hindustan Copper. But another stock we wanted to pick your brains on is Delta Corp. Now, the online gaming company has been in doldrums ever since Supreme Court slapped a 28% GST on the full value of the bet plays. The stock, I mean, last week hit a 3-year low. However, yesterday something very interesting happened, Brijesh. You know, we saw almost a 13% surge in Delta Corp stock, and the volumes were fairly strong. Now, I couldn't find any fundamental trigger for this strong surge. What's your sense of things? Is just bottom fishing going on here?
Suyash, it's too early to define whether this is a bottom fishing because if you look at the trend is weak, both from the weekly and monthly time frame. So definitely, I don't believe we can be betting for the long-term bets like bottom fishing and playing for the 7-8 months kind of a target. I don't see it right now. Definitely, yesterday there was some buying because of which the stock has gained momentum, and I think I would more play with this in momentum trade, maybe with a very strict stop loss of yesterday's low, and I would trade for some trading bet. But bottom fishing and positional traders, positional point of trade, I would wait and watch. Maybe we are not recommending this stock on the long-term perspective. Maybe trading we can do, but then not a positional bet.
Positional bet. But Brijesh, what are your picks for our investors today?
So as I likely said, I have a sense that market might go to 22,800 mark, but then I also sense that this rally will be more with the banking stocks and Nifty may not be the outperformer. Slightly the mid caps is a space where I think we will see a good amount of percentage return. So the stock like Cochin Shipyard yesterday has seen a very good range breakout. So I think Cochin should be in a watch list. The stop loss should be 945 for the target of 1030. It's a good amount of upside, 6-7% kind of a gain can be seen Cochin Shipyard. LT Food is something which is again given a very strong breakout, volume breakout. It's from the lower level, it is reversing. It's a good amount of risk reward ratio is there. LT Food can be bought at current price with a stop loss of 192 for the target of 220 to 218 to 20 mark. Next is Sula Vineyards. So this is again from the mid-cap space. I think it's beautifully structured. The move is pending. The trigger came in the last week. I still believe the current price is the perfect entry point. So Sula Vineyard can be bought at current price with a stop loss of 545 for the target of 603. And lastly, again, the momentum play, the Dilip Bilcon DBL is again something which is very extremely positive on charts. I think one should take a good long traded current price with a stop loss of 445 for the target of 495 to 500 on the higher side. So more of the mid cap space, this rally should continue.
All right, Dilip Buildcon, Cochin Shipyard, Sula Vineyards on the radar of Brijesh for the short term. Sir, thank you for joining us here on News 9. Appreciate your thoughts and your time.